Hello everyone, welcome back to US Diplomacy. In today's episode, we will discuss US diplomacy in Africa and explore why the African continent has become increasingly important in American foreign policy. Africa is the world's second largest continent and is home to more than 50 countries, diverse cultures, growing economies, and a rapidly expanding population. In recent decades, Africa has become a major focus of international diplomacy, trade, development, and security cooperation. The United States has maintained diplomatic relationships with African nations for many years. These relationships involve economic partnerships, humanitarian assistance, security cooperation, education programs, and diplomatic engagement. To understand American diplomacy in Africa, we must first understand the continent's growing importance. Africa possesses significant natural resources, strategic trade routes, agricultural potential, and emerging markets. Many African countries have experienced economic growth and technological development over the past several decades. As a result, global powers have increased their diplomatic and economic engagement across the continent. One important aspect of U.S. diplomacy in Africa is economic cooperation. American businesses invest in various sectors, including energy, technology, agriculture, infrastructure, and manufacturing. Trade partnerships create opportunities for economic growth and stronger international relationships. Economic diplomacy helps build long-term partnerships that benefit both the United States and African nations. Another major area is development assistance. For many years, the United States has supported programs focused on education, healthcare, agriculture, and economic development. These initiatives aim to improve living conditions, strengthen institutions, and support sustainable growth. Health diplomacy has been especially important. The United States has participated in efforts to combat diseases, strengthen healthcare systems, and support medical research and training programs. International cooperation in healthcare demonstrates how diplomacy can directly improve people's lives. Security cooperation is another key component of U.S. diplomacy in Africa. Some regions face challenges related to terrorism, armed conflict, piracy, and political instability. The United States works with African governments and regional organizations to improve security, strengthen institutions, and support peacebuilding efforts. Diplomacy plays an important role in conflict prevention and resolution. American diplomats often work with international partners to encourage dialogue, mediation, and peaceful solutions to disputes. Rather than relying solely on military approaches, diplomacy seeks long-term stability through communication and cooperation. Education is another important area of engagement. Student exchange programs, scholarships, and academic partnerships help strengthen relationships between people and institutions. These educational connections create opportunities for future cooperation and mutual understanding. Technology is becoming increasingly important across Africa. Many countries are experiencing rapid growth in digital services, mobile technology, and innovation. American companies and organizations often participate in technology partnerships and investment opportunities throughout the continent. Environmental issues are also gaining attention. Climate change, water resources, food security, and sustainable development affect many African countries. Diplomatic cooperation helps countries share knowledge, technology, and resources to address these challenges. Another important aspect of modern diplomacy is cultural exchange. Music, sports, education, business, and tourism help create connections between societies. These people-to-people relationships strengthen diplomatic ties beyond government interactions. In recent years, global competition for influence in Africa has increased. Many countries see Africa as an important partner for future economic growth and international cooperation. This has made diplomacy even more important. The United States seeks to build strong partnerships based on mutual respect, economic opportunity, and shared interests. Image showing the diplomatic presence and partnerships of global powers across the African continent. African countries also play an increasingly important role in international organizations and global decision-making. As their economies and populations continue to grow, their influence in world affairs is expected to increase. This makes diplomatic engagement even more significant for the future. Looking ahead, U.S. diplomacy in Africa will likely focus on economic development, trade, technology, healthcare, education, security cooperation, and environmental sustainability. The continent's growing importance means that Africa will continue to be a major part of international relations. Successful diplomacy requires listening, cooperation, and long-term partnership building. Through dialogue and collaboration, countries can work together to address common challenges and create new opportunities. In conclusion, Africa is becoming one of the most important regions in global politics and economics. The United States continues to strengthen relationships across the continent through diplomacy, trade, development assistance, education, and security cooperation. As Africa's influence grows, its role in international affairs will become even more significant. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to US Diplomacy. See you in the next episode.